Fantastic. Okay. Good morning or afternoon. It's 2 o'clock, so good afternoon. Today's stream, I'm going to be working on t-shirt quilts. The other day, about a week ago, I actually started cutting all of my t-shirt quilts. I was going through them, and then I forgot that I ran into one small little problem. Is a lot of these shirts are old work shirts. So they have buttons and they have an opening. We really want this logo right here. So I want to try to include some of this opening here, the unbuttoning, to incorporate this into the quilt. So it's super important that I include this. So I had to try to figure out a way to glue, oops, bump the camera, sorry. I figured out a way to glue this together so that it would stay and it wouldn't have any problems. And I was thinking of a couple of different solutions. So the first solution that I thought of is the glue. Oops, I hit it behind the camera and I didn't mean to. I picked up this fabric high-tack glue. It is washable, it bonds fabrics, wood, leather, everything, and it's a really nice glue. The only problem is it takes at least 24 hours to fully dry before I can see any results, but I have that for a backup. I also bought some heat and bond hemming tape, so it's a no-sew tape, so you don't have to re-sew it. I tried this first. So what I did is I took the hemming tape and I lined the area here and here and ironed it. And I did that a little bit ago today, so it was able to sit and dry. So it's cool to the touch, it is dry. Hopefully I can now cut it and see if it has a good bond. So this is going to test to see if I can use this or not. If it doesn't bond nicely, the next option is to then go back and use this and set it aside. So I'm going to make my cuts. There we are. It's mostly going to be on the right hand side. Now I've already ironed this shirt, and the block is going to be just like this. Now I want to square it on here. All right, so let's see if this works. Now, whenever I get to sewing it, I'm going to have a problem with this area. So I'm going to try to figure out how I can sew that when I get that far. Okay. Because this is super extra thick. So, oh yeah, I could sew that. I just have to, because now I could not do a t-shirt quilt without the sashing if it has an opening like this. All right, so that works well. So let me line this up again, and I'll have it between the 7 and the 8. Let's make sure that's, yep, great. And that one is good. And normally I don't like pulling away the material, but with the black, it's hard to see where my cuts are. All right. I'm just going to check. All right, and I line it up here. There it is. Oh, fantastic. My health is wonderful. Okay, that's the last I'm going to mess with it, hopefully. All right, so now what I've done, since I have made my cuts here, I am now going to line them up along the black lines. If you didn't see the t-shirt quilt I did, the t-shirt stream I did before, this is a perfect, it's by June Taylor. It's the shape cut. It gives me perfect squares, and it's easy to line them up. So I've got it all lined up here. Now I have to decide, is this where I want to be for my block? And I think right there is where I want my block to be. So let's cut this, set it aside. Now I am saving all of this extra material. So I've got a bag down here that I'm tossing it in. All right, and there's my block. So let's see how the hemming tape worked, if this is going to work. Oh, that's going to work. Oh, that's nice. That works. Fantastic. The hemming tape works. I am super happy. All right, so this one is part of this, and I still have to do those. All right, and I still have to applique this piece. Great. All right, so I know that works. The hemming tape works great. Fantastic. So let's finish off, oops, some of these blocks. Where is the one of the shirts? I think I covered it. Yep, right here. So this one's got to go on top because that gives me the instructions of what fabric to use for the sashing. All right. Oh, and okay. All right, so I know it's going to work for this one. This is the another work shirt. So let's button it up. And I'm thinking, I know it's going to work. So I'm thinking for all of these, I'm going to set them aside because it took me about 15 minutes to get the iron to set. So I'm just going to fold this up, set it aside, and I will finish hemming this tomorrow. Or not hemming it, I'm sorry. I will finish gluing and cutting it out tomorrow. So in the meantime, I will just set these aside. Okay, so this one is finished, except for the ones. Now, every single shirt has at least one of these in the front and in the back. Oops, and this one's actually missing buttons. That one's going to be easier to glue up. Okay. This one nice. Alright, so tomorrow I'll work on gluing these and getting those cut out. Okay, so I have 5 more. Now, that's of course if I don't run out of time today and I want to work on them today, then I'll work on the gluing and stuff today. So I need my paper scissors. So I'll set all of this aside for now. So that's how I'm going to do the rest of those blocks, is I'm going to use this hemming tape and it should work fine. All right, let's set that aside. All right, so before I do anything, let me look at the designs, because for a couple of them, I may need to make a block bigger than 11.5 by 11.5 because of the design. So this one is fine. That's an 11.5. This one is fine. And I am making 7 quilts total, lap size quilts from these shirts. Okay, that one is fine. This one is fine. All right, let's check. Okay, now this one, when I go to iron it, if you're making a t-shirt quilt, you need to iron the shirt first. It's important for some of them that have vinyl graphics on it. So this is vinyl. You can kind of hear it. If you take the iron and press it right onto the vinyl, it will actually melt it. So whenever you're ironing, you have to be very, very easy. Or what I do, iron the opposite side. If you iron the opposite side, then the iron will never touch the actual graphic and it won't melt. So let's measure this one. Let's see. No. Okay, so this one, where is my... I have misplaced my little Post-it notes. That's okay. I'll do the big ones. Okay, so this one needs to be longer. Now, if I change a block, I have to have the same number of blocks in a row or a column. This is going to be a longer one, so I have to have all the same row, the same length. So I have to have 3 of them for super long, and they have to be in the same exact row. So I have to be careful for the ones that I do. So this is, grab my, the design itself is 12.5. So I need to add a 1/4 inch and a little bit on. So okay, so this one's going to be 14. So this is going to be 12 by 14. And I know that's what I'm cutting it. That includes all of my seam allowances. Okay, and I'm setting that one right there, just for my organization. Okay, that's another 12 by 12. Yep, perfect. So this one is a 12 by 12, but it has a design. So depending upon the rest of it, I may or may not make it bigger or smaller. So I'm going to set it over here for 12 by 12 with the design. Okay, this is the one that I was worried about. Okay, so this is 13 by 14. So this has got to go wider. So it's got to go at least 15 inches wide. Preferably 15.5. Okay, so now I need to have, and I said this was 13, so if I do this 14, Okay, this is my second long one. So this is going to be a 15 and a half, yeah, 15 and a half by 14. So I need to get a third 14, and I need to get 2 more 15 and a halves. The 15 and a half lengths. Now, the other two 15 and a half widths that I have can be 12-inch lengths. In fact, that's going to be preferred. It's just going to be a little bit wider. Well, I guess my husband's home. Okay, and that's a plain one. Okay, that's a plain one. That's a work shirt, and that's a work shirt. And the work shirts, oh, it's in the back. Okay, so this one only has a single front for the work shirt, so I can set that one aside and do that last. Okay, so I need to pick out a third color. I'm thinking I'm going to do a work shirt for the back. Okay. Alright, so these are the long ones, so I'm going to make this one the other long one. So I'm going to make this one a 12 by 14. Okay, and now I need 2 more that are going to be 15 and a half by 12. So it's going to be wider than it is going to be longer. So I should probably do single colors because I have 3 designs. I have this one, and this one. I'm probably going to put this one and this one in the center. In the center too. Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm doing some of my planning out as well. Yeah, she is so loud, isn't she? Okay, so that's going to be a 12 by 12. This one, hey, Jordan. Oh, you guys got me hot chocolate? Thank you. Where's the roll up the rim?
They don't want the itty bitty ones.
Oh, they're out of the itty bitty ones? So for the past couple of weeks, Tim Hortons has been having a roll up the rim. So basically you have to roll the rim up to see if you've won. So we've been having a lot of hot chocolate. Thanks! Okay. Hey, Jord! Do you want to come give me an opinion? So this t-shirt quilt is a 12-block quilt, okay? So you've got, sorry, I'm just going to check the stream health. So it's a 12-block quilt. So you've got 3 across and you've got 4 down, okay? So some of these designs I have to cut bigger, so I've got to cut a little differently. So I need to cut 3 of them wider and 3 of them longer. And I have one that is both, that is wide and long. Okay, so I need to pick, so the ones that are longer have to be in the same row. The ones that are wider have to be in different rows. So I need 4 wide ones and 3 long ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so the wide ones are all going to be in different rows, different places on the quilt, okay? So I need 4 of those. So I've got this one that's going to be a wide one, okay? So now I need to pick 3 more that are also going to be wide. I was thinking, should I do 3 different colors? Or should I do all the same colors, all black, because they're going to be in different rows? No opinion? Okay.
Because it depends on, like, how everything goes,
Right. Well, and I can't do the
Where
layouts
it's-
until Tuesday.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will just pick some then. Okay, why don't I do...
Because it really depends on how you lay it all out.
Yep.
Because you don't want them to be, like, going down a straight road.
Ooh,
right?
here's the back of the Batman shirt. I'll do that one. Alright, so the back of the Batman's going to be one of the wide ones. I can have this one, and then let me do this one. Alright, so these are all going to get cut normal. Yeah, I was just thinking. Did I cut at least 4 of these wide? Okay, so... Yep, okay. Nope, I'm not going to worry about it. I did. Okay. Sometimes I get in my own head sometimes, and I think that I've done something, and yeah. Okay, so let's get cutting. This one's going to be a normal one. I will cut that later. This one, okay, that's the only one I've got to do. Fantastic, so that'll be a 12 by 12. Alright, so these are going to be 15 and a half by 12. So that's the only one that I'm going to make long for the 14. Now, if I can, I'm going to try to get the tag, the inside tag, into the cut. Because this is the back of a shirt. Just so it's not perfectly plain, right? I don't know if I can do it. Oh, I can't. No, it's going to get cut off because it's too close to... Maybe not. Nope, I can't do it. Fantastic. Okay, let me cut it this way first. Yeah, worst case, if this doesn't work, I can always flip it over and have the other side done. I'm just trying to make sure it's lined up. Okay, make sure my cuts are good. Okay. And line up my cuts. I'm just going to remove that to make it easier. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure it's even. So 4.5. 4.5. Nope. Shift it over. So the 6, you know what? The 6 is the middle. I'll just do it that way. There we go. And I'll cut it this way, and then when I lay everything out, on Tuesday, I will ask her if she wants me to use that, or if she wants me to do the plain. Okay, here's number 1. Oh, and I just cut that 12 by 12, didn't I? I did. Okay, time to pick another one. Can't believe I did that. Let me do the other work shirt. That's okay, it wasn't a design or anything. Now this, I know I can't get the tag in there. Okay, so I'm making 15.5 by 12. So it's going to be 12 long. I can just go ahead and do that. Now in this case, it doesn't make a difference because there's no design. It doesn't make a difference where I cut it and how I cut it. Okay. Now I'm going to continue my cuts because I need it to be 15 inches wide. Go. All right, so 15 inches. I'm going to go ahead and cut here, or 15 and a half, I should say. Okay, that's good. And 15 and a half, yes. Okay. That's the only problem with a lot of these shirts is they're going to move and stretch. So it's very important that you don't move and stretch them. All right, there we go. 15 and a half by 12 inches. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Now I don't iron them every single time, only if it's really, really naughty. Oh, I definitely want to try to include this label because it's Batman. I may not be able to go 12. No, I can't go 15 inches wide on this one. All right, so this is going to be a 12 by 12. And I'll grab 2 of those. Yep. And I did that because it's hard for me to lay this down against the collar. So this way, the collar is gone and I don't have to worry about it. Okay, the other way. Oops. Again, I only ever pull it when it is black and it's easier for me to see. I know this is really annoying when I do this for the side camera, so I apologize. It's just adjusting some settings. Alright, that's perfectly centered. Oh, no I can't, that's right, I'm doing a regular 12-inch block. Because I couldn't get it wide enough. Okay, and then this one, and then I need to pick one over there. I might do another, that blue one may work. Okay, so this one's going to be 15 and a half by 12. So let me cut my 12 first. extend it. I had someone ask me one time if I was afraid of rotary cutting over my fingers. No, but because I have coatings on my fingertips, so even if I did it, it would catch the side and it would stop. It's not quite strong enough to go through that. But on the other end, it's if you're afraid of doing something, then you're not going to be able to do it. I had a friend of mine who did rotary cut over her fingers, and she cut the tips off of her fingers, and she refused to ever rotary cut anything again. And she was a big scrapbooker, and you'd use a lot of rotary cutting in scrapbooking as well. So, unfortunately, she wasn't able to do it. Okay, and cut the one side. Let's make my 15 and a half. 15 and a half. And line this up at the edges. And I have my perfect 15 and a half by 12. Oops. Okay. And you know what? This is going to bug me. I've got to make sure that these have the right ones. This has no label. All right, that needs a label. All right. So I've got oh, did I put the pin all the way through them? I think I did. Okay, so I will. All right, that's a 12 by 12. That's a 12 by 12. Okay, this is the super wide one. So I think with this one, I only had super wides. I didn't have any super longs. So I have 1, 2, 3, 'See, and that's what I was afraid of. I forgot that there are 4 rows, so I need 4 super long ones. And I only have 3. Okay. So, this is a work shirt. So, I'm going to take a work shirt from another pile and put it into this one. Not this one, though. Okay. Alright, so this one. Okay, I made these. Let me measure them. See, I thought I made a mistake last week. It's a good thing I triple check myself before I get too far. Okay, this one was 15 by 12, right? Yep, 15 by 12. Okay. Okay, and I want to save that because I need to glue this and recut it. And then I need 1 black, back. Okay, so when I get to the next quilt, I can pull the black work back, and I'll set that right there to add to this pile. Okay, there's that one. Now let's check this one. Okay, I have to glue both of those. Okay, I think these are 12 by 12s. Yes. Okay. These are 12 by 12s. I did do a couple of different sizes. These are all 12 by 12s. Okay, no work shirt. Alright, so this one is a 14 by 12. Okay. That's a 14 by 12. I think that's a 14 by 12. Yes. So this one is a 14 by 16. So I think this one, I did a 12 by 16. Yep, 12 by 16. Okay, so the long ones, I've got 1, 2, and I'm going to cut this as a long one, 3. So this one is going to be, I'll start pinning some of these on. Alright, so this one, when I glue it together, it's going to be a 12 by 16. Okay. Did I do this one? No. Okay. Okay. Got on that one. Oops, the heads. See, with t-shirt quilts, a lot of it is figuring it out, looking at it, gauging it all. Okay? So I've got that. Now, here's the problem. I have 3 long ones. Great. I have 3 wide ones. I need 4 wide ones. So let's do the same thing. Let's look through. Nope. Nope, that's the one I just cut. Do I have another work shirt in here? I'm going to cut. You know what? I'm going to cut this one wide, and I'll cut the work shirt long. I'll do that. So that one's going to be 12 by 16, and this one is going to be 15 wide, I said. Fourteen. Okay, so 14 by 12. I keep losing all my little things that I haven't written on. There it is. By 12. All right, and that gets me my 4th one. So I don't have to do any of those. This one is done, except for the gluing and recutting. So that one's done. And I'll do the extra gluing and recutting tomorrow. That way, I don't have to worry about, oops, I forgot about these. Oh, nope, these are all part of, yes, that one. Nope, that one is done. Okay. Next, I still need a fourth of that. I need another shirt there, so I'm just getting organized in my brain. All right, so let me cut this one. And then I need to find another wide one. Okay, so just two of those. I may cut this. Are there two of them? Oh, let me count my shirts. I may have mixed something up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I thought. This blue one belongs over in the stack. 11. And then I'm missing one, 12. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so this one's going to be 15.5 inches by 14 inches here. So let's first let's do a 1/2 inch up. All right, I believe that is lined up. There we go. Now, normally I don't like moving them. I am going to move this one just because I want to make sure that I have enough room down here. Okay. And I'm making this one 14. No, maybe not. I need to turn it down. There we go. Okay. Now, this part doesn't want to cut. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I've got my length of 14. 14. Okay. Now let me do my width of 15 and a half. Stop moving. I keep shifting it. There we go. So 15. I have an. I'm just calculating. I've got about 1.5 inches away. So let's go 3/4 of an inch away. So there's 3/4. Okay. And I am going to do something again I don't like doing. That's flipping this. Because I am right-handed, I need to make sure I'm doing this correctly and I have the correct cut. So 3/4. There we go. There we are. Alright, and that one's cut. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, I need one more wide one. So, what is this? Oh, this is good. I can do this one. Because I can't use that. Oops, there it is. So, this one is going to be 15.5 by 12. So 12 wide. It's black, so I will pull it a little bit. Okay. Take one side, make a cut. Again, there's no design on here, so it's easy to just make a cut on one side and then measure it. Again, this is going to be 15.5. So 15, I'll do it from the bottom, and a half. Okay. Go. Okay, so I've got all my wides. Fantastic. Perfect. So now I need 2 more longs, and then the rest of these will be 12 by 12s, and this will go on top, glue, and cut a 12 by 12. Yeah, I don't have to iron this one. This is fine. Alright, so 12 inches wide by 14 long. So let's go 12 inches wide first. Go, centered. And continue the cut. There we go. Alright, now we are doing 14 inches long. So the design itself is 12 and a half. No, but 12 and a quarter. I don't count the very tip of his hair. And we are doing 14. Oh, it would help if I measured it the correct way. There we go. Oh, it's still 12 and a quarter. So it would be 1 3/4. Okay, so I'll go 3/4 and 1. I'm gonna go 1 and then 3/4. Okay, so let's go. An inch below. Again, you never want to. Oh, I can put it this way. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Things lined up. I think I'd know by now and actually lay it out right. There we go. Okay. And my last 12 by 14. Nice thing about this one, there's no design, so I can just cut it. I've never done a t-shirt quilt with so many pieces of material that don't have a design in them, so it's actually quite nice. Alright, so this one's going to be 12 by 14, so I will just make my 12 cuts. Extend the cuts. And then I'm just going to cut an area at the top. Because again, there's no design. I don't have to worry about making sure things are perfect. Alright, and 14 inches. That's 14 inches. Yep. Okay, and then I can take the other cut off. Alright, so I'm going to just double count these before I finish cutting the rest of the 12 by 12s. So I've got 1, 2, 3 super long ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 super wide ones. So this should be equal into the quilt. Fantastic. And then 12 by 12s. Okay, the rest of these are easy. I don't have to use that. Okay, you like all the mess that the shirts are making? I'll clean it all up tonight. Alright, this one's going to be a simple 12 by 12. This is the best thing I like about this ruler. This is the very center right here. So I can just line this up into the very center. Just make sure. One. Yep, good. You can tell I use this ruler a lot. It's really starting to show some wear. Oops. Pull these because I can't see where my cuts are. There we go. Yep. I always double, triple check everything before I cut, especially with t-shirt quilts. When you're dealing with t-shirt quilts, you don't get a second chance. Your cut is your cut. Okay, let's see what the tag says. Oh, it's just a Hanes. It's nothing important. So this one's going to be super easy. Only thing I've got to worry about with this one is making sure my cuts are lined up. Okay, this one, nope. There's no design. But this is why, if you look at the t-shirt section, I do my blocks 11.5 by 11.5 because I have this amazing 12-inch ruler that I really like. And if you take off the seam allowance, whoops, it is 11.5 by 11.5. The seam allowance is always 1/4 inch. There we are. All right. And this one is done. It is good. I just have to glue and cut the work shirt. Okay, now where is my tag that tells me the fabric that she picked out for this? Okay, so this one is done. I can set it aside. Next, now these I can throw away. Let's cut this one open. And I'm set that aside for the remainder. Okay, let's go through them and see what we have. Okay, we have a work shirt that we set aside. We have another front of a work shirt that can be set aside. Okay. This one looks like it's going to be a super long one. So set that one aside. This one can be anything. This one may... Oh, that's right. It's two different ones. Okay. Cut this up. All of the special ones, they either have to be wide or long. I'm just going to set aside and then look at them all together. Now there is a hole in this one. If I have to cut up where the hole is, I'll do a repair first and I'll show you how I do repairs. This one's got a bunch of holes. May or may not have to do a repair on it. This was a well-loved shirt. Okay, so this one's special. Oh, it's Marilyn Manson. Of course it's a well-loved shirt. Okay. Work shirt needs to be glued and then cut. Superman, let's measure this. Okay, right here. Okay, Superman is, okay, that's a special one. It's too wide. That's going to be a special one too. No, actually, yes. Okay. It looks like this one is going to be a little bit bigger than the rest of them. Okay. This one isn't anything. Alright, looks like almost everything is a special one. Okay, so let's do some measuring. Alright, so the design itself is 15 by 11. Oh, that's great. So this one can be a long one. So this is a 15 by 12. Okay. Set that over here. Oh, you know what? I wrote that wrong. The design itself is 15. It is that way. So it should be 16 by 12. Because the design this way is 11, I believe. Yep. So 16 by 12. Okay. This one is fine, except it's a little wide. This one's another wide one. I think this is another wide one. Check. Nope, that's an 11. Okay, that's a regular. Alright, here's another long one. Now I need to have 4 long ones. I'm going to go 17 by 12. Because this one needs to be a 17 as well. Okay, what about the wide? Where's the widest spot? Maybe. Oh, forgot to cut the back of this one. I didn't realize that I didn't separate this one. that's regular. Okay, that one's going to be a 17. Okay, that's definitely going to have to be wide. Okay, so I need 4 long ones and 3 wide ones, and I have 4 shirts that are wide. So I need to figure out which one. Oh, you know what? The NWO I can make into a regular 12 by 12. Because I believe, yeah, it doesn't harm the design at all. Although I really should try to get that in there. Yeah, that one definitely has to do it. I think this is our winner. Yeah, because I can cut off a little bit of the curlicues. And I'm not going to cut any of these off, so it'll look like this. So that's our winner. This one is also 17 by 12, so I have 2 17 by 12s. Okay, I need 2 more long ones. I think I'm going to find them in here. Alright, so let's figure out the width. Okay, this one's 13, 12 and a half, 12. So let's do them 14 wide. So this is going to be a 14 by 12. Okay. And I need 3 wide ones, and these are all going to be the wide ones. And I'm thinking I'm going to make that one my last long one. Because I need one that's going to be both 14. Whoops. This is 12 by 17. I wrote this wrong. I don't want to confuse myself. I would. Okay, so 12 by 17, not 17 by 12. I always do the first number as the length, as the width, and the second number as the length. And by being uniform that way, I can't confuse myself. So this one's another 14 by 12. So I can just pick this up and put this under. So I get the same as that one. Okay, and this is going to be the odd man out. This is going to be the 14 by 17. So 14, yep, by 17. 14 by 17. Got it. Okay, now I need one more long one. So I need the side. But you know what? I'm going to do this one as my long one. It's a nice dress shirt. Yeah, that'll look nice. Okay, so this is going to be a 12 by 17. There we go. I'm going to start crying. So the person whose shirts these were has passed. And I just found a business card in the pocket. So I am going to set this aside and give it to the person that has commissioned these quilts for me, because I think that is maybe something that she wants to hold on to. You know, I'm going to toss it in the bag with all of the scraps. Alright, so I've got that in there, because she may probably want to hold on to that. And the rest of these are 12 by 12s. So I'm going to cut those first, just to make sure that all my numbers are right, that everything matches up. And then I will cut my 12 by 12s. So this is a 14 by 17. This is my hardest one. Okay, so 14 wide by 17 long. So let's do the wide first. I believe it's 12 inches exactly. Yeah, a little over 12 inches. So let's do 14 wide, so a little bit more than one. So I'm just making sure that it's going to be straight. Okay. And then, no, it was 1 inch. I was right. Okay. I did 2. It's supposed to be 1 from the edge. It's always better to make a bigger cut than you need than it is to make a smaller cut than you need. And I'm going to cut like you're not supposed to cut. Make sure that this, no, it's not straight. There we go. Now it's straight. Don't do this. Okay? Another do as I say, not as I do. Alright, so that's 14 wide. Now we're going 17 long. So this whole thing is 14 inches. So it'll be 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches. Let's make sure that everything is lined up at good cuts. Yep. 1.5 inches. Make sure it's all squared up. Good cuts. Here we go. So, hardest block out of the way. Okay, and oops, let me do these two. Pass that one. These now are 12 by 17s. Let's make sure. Nope, I'm not going to have to fix this one at all. It is 12 wide, so I can use my cutter. you sure I'm doing 12 wide on this one? Yes, okay, that's right. No. No, I couldn't do it. I reversed them. This one is supposed to be 12 wide. So this is the 12, and it's going to be cut right against the true blue. Well, no. I think she'd rather have this one. Yeah, let's do this one. Because I'm getting the entire Metallica in it, but I'm going to cut off some of the skulls on the edges. But that's still fine. You still get the full skull and crossbones effect, and you get the entire name. So this one's better. The true blue, I would have it right up against. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so we line it up. Okay. Do my initial cuts. And again, chat room is super quiet again today. Do the extra cuts. Because this one is 12 by 17. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that looks fine. Oh yeah, that'll look good. Good. Okay, and this initial pattern is 15, so I need to do an inch from the top and an inch from the bottom. That's okay, so we're doing an inch from the top. And an inch from the bottom. Oh! Did the square pattern thing have slots in it to make it cuts like a glue? Yes. So it is, this one is, it has slots in here. So this is my perfect cutter. So what this does is I can cut perfect squares, triangles, all sorts of different shapes with this, and I love this. Whenever I get to the 12 by 12s, you'll see how that one works a little bit better. This one is 12 by 17. And 17. Right there. Make sure it is squared. Right there. Yeah, no, it's very, very convenient. I said earlier that if you go to my website and look at the t-shirt quilt guide, I prefer doing t-shirts with 11.5-inch designs, 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches, because this is 12 by 12. So it's super convenient and super easy. It's a great way for cutting out the blocks. Okay, so this one is another 12 by 17. So I can make my 12-inch cuts on the right and the left. The nice thing too, this in the center, that is actually the very, very center. So if you're doing a 12 by 12-inch block, that's the center of it. So it allows you to center them up. Okay, that is centered. That's lined up. That looks good. Okay, let me do the initial cuts. Marilyn Manson itself is off. the name. That's weird. Alright. And continue the cuts. Yeah, these blocks that aren't 12 by 12 are a little bit more difficult to do, but that's not a problem. Yeah, that's so weird. I wonder why the design did that. Alright, so this one's going to be 17 inches. The entire pattern is 16 inches from the top of there to the bottom of there. So let's go an inch above and an inch below. And let's square it up and cut. Square it up. And cut. What did I do? Huh. Oh, I cut over top of my ruler. I do that sometimes. There we go. That makes a cool block. Alright, so all of my, well, not all of them. I still have that one to do for super long. Marley, leave the cat alone. Alright, so that one's done. This one is a 14 by 12. So 14 inches wide by 12 inches long. So let's do 12 inches for the length. There we go. Alright, that's 2 inches, an inch. Let's do that one. Okay. And then extend it. Okay, now I do have to measure it because I do have a symbol, so it's 14 wide. Pattern itself is 12 3/4. So 1 1/4. So more. Okay, so it'll be a little less. Here we are. That one right there. Let's make sure I did this math right. Oh, I did. I like it when that happens. Okay. animals. Right, and then the last one, that's going to be a funky shape, and then on to the 12 by 12s. Okay, so this was also a 14 by 12. Okay. I apologize, I just bumped the camera. Okay, now the design itself. Is 12 and a half, and I'm going 14, so it's exactly 3/4 from the edge. Okay, let's make sure I measured that right. And I did, 3/4 from the edge. Fantastic. Great. And there's my block. I'm going to take a quick break to drink. Alright, the rest of the ones for this quilt are going to be super easy. They're all just 12 by 12s. Okay, that's 1.5, 1.5. I'm lining everything up and centering it. So that I'm doing, there's 1.5 inches on this side, 1.5 inches on this side, and then I'm making sure that it's centered between there. That's it. I'm too close to the bottom. There we go. Try this again. Yep. And then just turn it. And I'm going to go as high as I can with this because the design is all up here. And that's as high as I can go. So let's just make sure it is even. And it is. Okay. Well, shoot. this one needs to go wide. And I already have 3 wide ones. I must have done that one before. Alright, I'm going to cut down the New World Order and just cut it from here. Okay. Alright, so these were 14 by 12. Yes, 14 by 12. Okay, so 12 inches here, and then I'll cut the 14, and then I'll cut the NWO one down. I don't know why. I was probably holding the ruler backwards. Which I do. Okay, so I'm doing 14 inches wide. This is 13, so I'm doing an inch from each end of the design. And let's square this up. Make sure it's a straight cut. It is. That was just an inch, right? Yep. And an inch. Square it up. And let's go this way. And there's a wide one. Okay, I'm going to use my 12 by 12 to cut this one down again. Or I may have just tossed the wrong one in there. So it really is just the border, so it doesn't make a difference if the border gets cut off. There we go. Okay, next. Okay, this one's a 12 by 12. So I just have to make sure it's lined up. 6 is the center. Half. It's not. There we are, that's centered. And I'm going to go as high as I can because, again, this design is at the top part of the shirt. That's good. Okay. I'm going to have to, because there's extra reinforcement here, so I'm going to have to cut it right here and down. The nice thing about the stripes is it's easy to see if it's lined up. that is the last one for here. So let's count and make sure that I have 12, including those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe there's 3 I'm gluing before I cut them. 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it. This one's good. All right, 4 down, 3 to go. Oh, I almost forgot. Put my entire stack over here so I don't mess anything up. My little sheet of paper that tells me what fabric they picked for the sashing. So I'll pin that on there. And these 3 go on top because I need to glue and then cut. Fantastic. Okay, and then now, where did I put it? Just picked one up. Man, I'm absent-minded. Oh, it fell. Okay, now, 4 down, 3 to go. Okay, so let me take a look at everything before I start cutting. Why did I cut the sleeves off? Oh, it was just extra fabric. All right, that's 12 by 12. This, okay, I have to glue it before I cut it. That one's a glue before I cut. That one is a backing, so that's gonna be a 12 by 12. That's a glue before I cut. I think this is a 12 by 12 design. Yep, fits. 12 by 12. Alright, I'll make these flat. So I don't accidentally mismeasure it. Okay, 11 inches. Nope, that's fine. So that can be a 12 by 12. Nothing on that. Okay, that's 11 1/4. As long as the design is under 11 1/2. This is going to be an easy one to cut. Please, may I not have just jinked myself. Oh yeah, that's definitely fine. Yep, oh, this is all good. Fantastic. All right, so they're all 12 by 12s with the exception of these. I need to glue before I cut them, and then they'll be 12 by 12s. So this one's going to have no weird wide or tall ones. So now this is one where we've got a cool label that's in the t-shirt. So I'm going to try to include it. Marley, leave the kitty cat alone. You know what? I'm going to cut off this collar because it is super hard to work with that on there. There we go. Now, making sure this is centered. There you go. And I'm going to go as far up as I can That's what I thought. I thought it was crooked. Yep. And I'm thinking for that Everlast shirt that I may add some stabilizer to it or do something to it because it is super thin. Okay, this one looks like just a regular t-shirt. There's no special label, no design. Marley. He loves barking at that cat. Okay. Okay. Nope. I already took care of it. I know, some people are ignorant. I have strict mod regulations, but unfortunately there are some people that have figured out wording that gets around it. Alright. So that one was an easy block. Okay, and there's nothing on this one. There's no special thing. These are super easy blocks. I can just cut them. Yeah, I wish there was... Marley! The only other thing I could have done is hold all comments in moderation to where I have to see what they are before they get posted, and I can't do that or else I never would get work done. Right. Is that one? Oh, Batman. There we go. Perfect. On the black ones, I really have to pull these out a little bit just to make sure. I love my 12 by 12 inch ruler. This makes it so easy to cut these blocks.
No one's playing with you, Murphy.
Yeah, he keeps bothering the cat.
Hey, bye.
And you are super loud upstairs, by the way, hon.
Okay.
Oh, I want to set this aside. Yeah, because see, it's got... I'm afraid if I put this one in the quilt the way it is, that it's going to have holes and it's going to wear through the quilt. So... Here's Mike. So, you know what? I'm going to double this one up. Let's see. Yeah, that works. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm going to cut, how I'm going to fix this one is I'm going to cut a 12-inch block. No, better yet, I'll do it this way. All right, turn my iron on. So I'm going to be using my flexible applique paper. Okay, I've got my paper scissors. I'm going to cut this at least 14 inches just to make sure I've got enough. I think this is the easiest way to do it. I'm going to iron this onto the back. So this is applique paper. I'm going to iron it onto the back just like that, sticky side down. Okay, and I have no steam. So whenever you're using applique paper, no steam at all. Move it up a little bit so I can iron the bottom. If you use steam on the applique paper, it'll actually wear away at it and it'll add on some moisture. You don't want that. Okay, so now, oops, I didn't get it on there enough. Okay, so let's peel it away. So now you peel the paper away, and the fusible web is left there. throw that away. So now I have this square of fusible web. So now I'm going to lift this up. And now the dogs are playing. And I have folded this up, so now I have double reinforced it with its own fabric. So I'm not adding any additional fabric to it. I'm using the existing fabric already there. And all I'm doing now is ironing it. So it's gluing that fusible web to the backing. The nice thing, this is the same fusible web that I use for the link quilt, and for the lettering for the GameCube quilt, and for the corset quilt. It's super soft and nice. So in this case, for this t-shirt, it's not hard, it's not crispy. It's still nice, it's still soft. And now I can't see through it. I have the shirt. Fantastic now. So even though I didn't have to cut anything bigger, I did still have one different thing about this one. There we go, and I can cut my 12-inch block. Alright, so 2 inches, 1, 2, there we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's now centered. Is it straight? Yes. There. So that's straight. There we are. And there's my block. Now I do want to iron this again because it looks like some of it didn't quite fuse on there. So I'm going to iron this again just to make sure it's on there. Now once I actually sew the sashing onto this, it'll be a lot better. I won't have to worry about them being separated. There we go. And I have my block. Great. Okay, continue on. Just making sure. Yep, that's good. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Just want to make sure I didn't have to bring it down. Just for aesthetic reasons, if you have to have more space along the top and the bottom, you should always, for a t-shirt, put more space along the bottom. It just looks better when it's all laid out. Okay, and there's a backing of the blue. I need a black one, a bigger one. So 2 more cuts and I'm done with this one and I can move on to the others. This one's easy, there's no design. So I just need to cut. Well, I think after I'm done cutting this, I may change my rotary blade. Oops. Again, no design, so I just need to cut it. Alright, and this one's done. Okay. So I just need to glue the tops and then I can cut these. And I'll take care of that tomorrow during the day. The rest of those are done. Alright, 5 down, 2 to go. Oh, I did it again. I forgot. Oops. Oh, shoot. I just kicked the camera. Oh, it wasn't too bad. Sorry about that. Okay, not going to kick you anymore. Forgot to put the instructions of the fabrics. There we go. Now it's good. Okay. Trash. Yeah. Oops, right? That's the only problem. Whenever I was making the link quilt, I had the camera up behind my shoulder. I kept hitting it with my elbow because I'm just not used to it. I'm not used to having the camera at this angle, right? Because I'm used to having it over there. But I'm not sewing at all today. Everything is standing and cutting, so there's no reason to have it on the sewing machine. Okay. 5 down, 2 to go. Alright, so let's go through and organize and see if there's any special ones in here. Okay, that's one I have to glue before I cut. What is this? Oh, just a regular t-shirt. So that is a 12 by 12. Ooh, Nova. Okay, so Nova may have to be a strange cut. Let's measure him. Yes. So Nova is 13.5 by 11. Okay, so the 12 inches wide is good, but the length is long. So this one is a 12. Let's go 12 by 15. So I don't have any 12 by 15s. Nope, I have 12 by 17. Okay, let's do 12 by 15. Okay. Okay, it's 12 by 15. And that's the back of it. That should be 12 by 12. Okay, it's the back of a work shirt. That could be 12 by 12. There's another back of a work shirt. That could be 12 by 12. That's plain. That can be a 12 by 12. Okay, I've got another Everlast shirt. Probably going to have to do the same thing I just did with the previous one. So I'm going to have to double this up. Let's make sure. Yeah, that fits within 12 by 12. Okay, so I'm going to have to repair this one. So I will do that one first after I get all of my other cuts together. Okay, Bushmills can be 12 by 12. That is a plain. That one's plain. And Washington Nationals. Let's measure this. Now this one I may not be able to get the Nike in because the Nike is actually, the top of it is above the collar. So I'll probably have to cut that one off. But that's not the important thing. It's the design that's the important. Okay. Help if I had this right. It is, oh good, it's 11 inches wide by 11 inches tall. Okay, so I only have to do 2 12 by 15s to go with the Nova. So I have to decide the other 2 quilts that I want in the same row as Nova. Let's do this one. Let's make this one a little longer. And I don't want a red. Let me do a work shirt. I'm going to do one of these longer. Okay, so those are all going to be 12 by 15s. And the rest of these are 12 by 12s. Okay. I think. Yeah, that works. Okay, so let's do this again. I'm actually going to start from the bottom. Oh, actually, you know what? No, there's still holes. I was going to say the bottom is better than the top to use, but there's still holes in it. Okay. Let's use more applique paper. Now I know I'm doing 12 by 12 inch blocks for this, but I'm cutting the paper bigger because you don't want the edges to come up. Save that. I always save all my scraps, except these little ones, because you never know what projects you need a little scrap. Okay. Alright, so again, I'm same exact things I did before. I am ironing it face down onto the t-shirt. So the paper side is face up. The glue side is face down. I have high heat, no steam. Okay. And then I'll let it cool for a moment. And then peel the paper off. So what this is going to do is not just reinforce it, but all those little holes that are in this fabric, in this t-shirt, will be reinforced. So if they're using this quilt over and over, these holes won't get any bigger. They're reinforced in there. Okay, and then fold it over. And then I'm going to measure it just to make sure that I have the 12 inches. Yep, that's good. Great. And then I want to iron it from both sides, just to make sure it's sticking in there. So right now what I'm doing is putting the glue onto the other part of the fabric. Yeah, no, and it's got, it's not just the protection, but the reinforcement. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day who has a whole bunch of quilts that her grandmother made. And some of the fabrics that she used are starting to wear and starting to get holes in them. That's the actual fabric breaking down. So I either can completely take it apart and replace that fabric with a different fabric, or I can do something like this where I will take apart the quilting of that one area, lift up the fabric, put in another piece of fabric that's almost the same, like in this case I'm using the same exact t-shirt, and applique that together and then sew it down. And then that gives it the extra protection. It doesn't wear away even more. Okay. Go. And there's our block. Okay, so now I'm going to take a look. Yes, I definitely need to re-iron that. And like with the other one, it will not make a difference once I sew it to the sashing. This is mostly just to make sure that it is locked in there until I start sewing it. Because I'm taking everything over to the family center tomorrow where I do all my pinning. Not tomorrow, I'm sorry, Tuesday, where I do all of my pinning and I can lay everything out. Okay, so this is a 12 by 15, so 12 inches wide by 15 long. So I can do my 12 on either side first. Let's make sure that is nice and center. Okay, that is centered there. continue on with the cut. Okay, and this design is 13.5 inches. I'm making this 15, so it'd be 1.5 inches. So 3/4 of an inch on either side. So 3/4 of an inch. And let's line it up to make sure it is a clean cut. This is the biggest thing that I don't enjoy about oddly shaped blocks, is making sure it's all lined up. I'm so like my 12-inch ruler. Okay, now I've got a small problem down there. The name does not want to be lined up. Okay, so 14, we're doing 15 inches. 15 is right there. There we go. All right, and there's our block. My husband left and came back again, and the dogs are happy. Let's do this one. Okay, so this is another 12 by 15. Now I'm going to try to save that Nike symbol. I don't think I can though. So 12 inches. Go higher, that way I don't have to move it whenever I do the other cuts. Now he's giving them treats. Nope, definitely can't save the Nike because it's going to get cut off there. That's okay. The Washington logo is the most important thing of the shirt. Whoops. There we go. Okay, got that. Okay, so this is 12 by 15. The logo itself is 11 inches. So 4, so there'd be 2 from the top and 2 from the bottom. Okay, and that's not going to happen because of the Nike symbol. I just want to barely cut that off. So I'm going to have 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Yep. Okay, and again, it is 15. There we go. That's what I was afraid of whenever I do backwards like that. Sometimes it doesn't quite work. Yep. then I tossed it over there, didn't I? Or did I put it here? I tossed it over there. Okay. Alright, so this one again is 12 inches by 15. And then the rest of those over there are 12 by 12s. And they're easy. Oops, it's folded there. There we go. Okay, and then it doesn't make a difference where I'm doing it. There is no design. And 15. Okay, straight on both sides. There we go. Okay, that's the last long one. Now everything else is going to be a 12 by 12. Okay, so this one has no design. What does the tag say? Yes. I'm going to try to save this. This is the Bushmills inside. It actually says they ask you to drink responsibly. So I think we're going to try to save that part into the quilt. Okay, let's center that up. Okay, let's go as high up as I can. That's pretty good. There we go. And there's the front of the Bushmills. This, you can see the angle of this. Whenever they stamp the design onto this t-shirt, they stamped it crooked. So it won't be crooked in the quilt. I just always think that's funny whenever that happens. So 3 inches, 1, 2, 3 inches. Angle a little more. There we go. That's centered. Oops. I got used to those larger ones with only the first cut. No. Hi, Tango Tower Power. How are you today? Yep. Now, for all of the ones that have the tags in that are printed on there, I am cutting them so I can put those into the quilt. Whenever I lay them out on Tuesday and take pictures and send them to the lady that has commissioned them, if she says, I don't want that in there, I'll just turn it over and use the opposite side. This way, you're given a choice. Oops. There we are. This one, no design at all. Doesn't make a difference how I cut it. So I'm just going to cut it. These are great. I like these. Yeah, it is. Especially because I've been trying to stream on a semi-regular basis with the same kind of times. So anyone that wants to catch my streams knows when I'm going to be streaming. But it hasn't quite worked out that way. Although, this week, I'm finishing these t-shirts cutting today. Tomorrow's going to be the cape for my husband for his T-Rex costume. It's super cool. Can't wait to work on that tomorrow. I bought the fabric today. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. I'm gonna check the last quilt. I'm just gonna check for a piece of fabric I need. Just to make sure it's in here. And then I'll stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at like 4:30 to 5:30ish. Alright, I'm going to cut this one open. I'll set this aside for a second. I'm going to dump this one out and put it back in. And then I'll stream until at least 8 o'clock, because after that, I will not be able to stream for a week and a half. Okay, there's no black backings in this one, is there? It's all blue. Okay, I'm going to flip this then. Okay, so I'm just saying, I cut another one wrong in a previous one, so I'm going to switch it out. Luckily, it's one of the work shirts. So this one is going to go in this quilt. So it's the work shirt, it's just a different color work shirt, but that's fine. I'll make it work. So I've got that. So this one now needs to go in the first one. So I need to cut a 15 by 12. So this one's going to get cut 15 by 12. And then these cut 12 by 12. So 15 long by 12 wide. So let's do the 12 wide. Yeah, this stream's not as interesting as some of the others, just because I'm doing the same thing over and over for 3 hours. Tomorrow should be pretty cool, though. There we go. Okay, and again, it doesn't make a difference where I cut the top because this is no design. Okay, and 15 inches. Let's make sure. Oh, it's 15 by, oh, you know what? 15 by 12. It doesn't make a difference because there's no design on here. So I can cut it 12 by 15. Okay, 15. There we go. Yeah, well, thank you very much for looking at YouTube. I appreciate that. See, that's one of the reasons why if I stream on the weekends, I want to try to stream earlier than I normally do. Alright, so this one goes into the first quilts. Great, okay, so that one. Yeah, so I've got, oh, I'm not going to be able to stream because next weekend I've got a guild event. So actually next Saturday, Jord has her ringette competition. And, oh, this has marble. I want to include this. This has got marble printed in here. She's got her ringette competition. And the Saturday is my guild's annual charity day, where we set up at the church where we have our meetings. And our outreach coordinator gives us bundles of fabric, and we turn them into quilts that we're going to then donate into charity. So we've got all sorts of charities that we do quilts, like for outreach, community outreach, hospitals, things like that. So I've never been able to participate until this year. So that's what I'm going to be doing all day on Saturday. And Sunday, Jord's got her ringette tournament. And then I'll be gone Monday to Friday. And then the weekend we get back, Jord has her robotics competition. So that's going to be cool. And, oh, last cut for this one, but I just have one more to do. Okay, so let's take a look at that. No, it's just a regular Hanes. Don't need it. So how is it over in England today? See, I like it whenever people chat with me while I'm streaming. It seems like I'm working faster when that happens. Oops. I just bumped the camera again. Sorry. Okay, this one is done. Fantastic. So I have all of them except for this one. I need to glue the front together and then trim it. So here is my cheat sheet for what the sashing is going to be. Okay, this one's done. One more to go. This is the last one. And then all I have to do is glue the fronts of those polos together and cut them, and then all of the blocks are finished. Okay, so let's take a look at these. This one, nope, it's a regular one. Design, just a block. Okay, oops, I've got to shift these over because I've got to iron that. I've got to sew that together. Oops, this one is a double-sided. Gotta cut it up. Cold and wet. Well, isn't that Northwest England? Isn't it always cold and wet? Kind of like Seattle. You have the rare day where the sun shines through. Oh, and before I forget, I apologize for the YouTube. I realized yesterday that I never put up last Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So this morning I spent the morning putting up Tuesday and Wednesday. So then in the morning I'll put up yesterday's and today's. So I'll get those all up on YouTube. Okay, so this one, let's measure it. Okay, yeah. So that's what I thought, that it was almost always a bit cold and wet there. All right, let me squish those. Okay, so this is 17, so it's going to have to at least be 18. Well, it's within, yeah, it's within the 12 inches. So, oops. I keep bumping it. Ooh, this one's wide. Okay. So I'm going to have to, for this quilt, I'm going to have to make a wide and a tall. I actually live in Ontario. I don't live in the States. I live in Ontario. But I also have a home base in Maryland. So whenever I'm out of town, a lot of times it's because I drop down to Maryland for a couple of days, up to a week, check my mailbox, do the stuff I need to do down there, and then head back home again. Okay, so I've got to have... Okay, so this one's going to be long. This one's going to be long and wide. So let's go 18. So the 18 is going to be the long. $15 is going to be the wide. Okay, so 18 by 15. So this one wide by long. Yes, wide by long. So 15 by 18. Okay, so this one is the only one that's going to be long and wide. Move this over. Now this one is going to be 18 long and 12 wide. Let me just double check. Would help if I had the ruler right. Yes, 18 long, 12 wide. So 12 by 18. Now I need 3 long ones and 4 wide ones. Yes, sorry, I had to think about that. Oh yeah, no, I go to Michigan a lot. We have a post office box there that sometimes if I can't make it to Maryland, I'll send stuff there. Okay, Nova Corps. This one may be another wide one. Yes. Okay, so the length is good. It's the width. Okay, so this is another wide one. So this is going to be a 15 by 12. 15 by 12. So I need 4 wide ones and 3 long ones. I have 2 long ones and 2 wide ones so far. Okay, that is the back of dress shirts. Okay, that has no design. That has no design. That has no design. I know that one doesn't, and I know that one doesn't. Fantastic. So, this one is another back of a dress shirt. So I can decide. Ooh, I'm going to try to include this. Which ones I want wide. And which I need one more long one to go in the same row as these. So preferably not a black one. Maybe that red I can make long. And I need 2 more wide ones. Oh my god, no. I only need 3 wide. I think I did my math wrong again. I think I did it right last week. Thinking. Mm-mm. No, I definitely need 4. Okay, so I need 2 more wide ones and 1 more long one. So let's see if I can make this one the wide one. It will be 15 by 12. Oh yeah, I can make this one the wide one and have it work. Okay. So the length is going to be 12. God, you know what? I'm going to cut off this top. No, this is actually for a commission. This is for a lady that commissioned it. Someone in her life passed away, and so she gave me all of his shirts to then turn into gifts for family. So this is now quilt 7 of 7. There were 7 that we did. The 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the stream that I did where I sat down with someone and looked through all the t-shirts, she's the one that commissioned them. Okay, so I'm doing 15 inches wide by 12 inches long. Nope, I'm going to have to go 12 by 12 if I want that label in there. Yep, alright, so this is going to be 12 by 12. That's fine. I want that label, though. That's a pretty cool label. That's a Jesse James label. Yeah, exactly, and that's what it is whenever someone passes away, and it was something that she said, you know, she wanted all of his family to have a piece of it, and she wanted to have, you know, obviously one herself. So this way, she always has a reminder of him. There we are. And the family has it as well. She told me for hers, she's just going to pop it up into the closet and probably never touch it. But I am making them in a way that they can be used. There's that block. So that's a 12 by 12. I still need those. So the 2 long ones are both black. So I need to have, I'm going to do this one. So let's do that one as the other long one. Pop a little red in with black. Okay, those are both 12 by 18s. Okay, and I need 2 more wide ones. Let's do one of those. And let's do a white one. Okay, so these are both wide. Okay, so those are going to be 15 by 12. Okay, so let me do the other 12 by 12. These are easy. And I'm supposed to stop streaming at 5 o'clock today in about 15 minutes, although I'm going to stream until I get this done. So I may be like another 10 minutes over. My dogs will just have to wait for their dinner. Unless my husband can hear me, and he really wants to feed them, although he normally just has me do it. Oh, and this one, we have the special label. So this one is a We Love Fine shirt from Marvel. So I want to include that. Yeah, I think some of the family members know that they're getting them, and other ones it's going to be a surprise. Now, that one doesn't make a difference for the label, so I will just take it right from the middle. Oh, this fabric loves to stick to my table. Oh, I finally got to see Doctor Strange last night. I enjoyed it. It was good. It's like most Marvel movies, you had the issue of I don't know what I'm doing, but I pick it up really, really fast, and oh look, now I'm a superhero. But I'm okay with that. They need to do the backstory, and they need to get to the point. And the last 12 by 12. Yeah, all of the shirts that are like this, these were his work shirts. And that's why the ones that I've tossed aside, this here, so these were his work shirts, that obviously I can't have an opening in a square. So the very beginning of this stream, if you actually go back and look tomorrow on YouTube, I showed what I'm going to do with them. And I actually found a glue. I'm actually going to glue this shut. And then once it's glued and sets, I can then cut it into the block. So all of these ones like this, these are the backs of the shirts. So every single quilt has at least one front. And most of them have at least one back. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a very emotional thing when they get them. In fact, it was really hard for her I actually offered, I said, hey, let's stream this, because I wanted her to be more comfortable talking about it and doing it. And as we were, I don't know if you saw the stream on YouTube, we went back and looked at it all. It's as we were doing, I could tell at certain moments that she was starting to get teared up a little bit. So then, of course, I changed the subject and moved on a little bit. Okay, so these are going to be my 12 by 18. You know what? I'm going to cut this one first. So this one, this is the hardest. This is the 15 wide by 18 long. So I can't use this at all for this one. So set it aside. If I didn't have that lovely tool, this is what I would have to do for every single one. Okay, so the design itself is 14 inches. I'm doing it 15, so let's go a ½ inch out. Okay. And this first cut's going to determine everything. It's going to determine if it's straight or not. Okay. Yeah, so you see what I mean? How there's some points as we're going through and looking at the shirts where she's starting to, you know, get teared up a little bit. And so, okay, let's talk about something else. Just because I don't want her getting upset. Because I'm sure when she gets these quilts back, she will have lots of time that she will be upset looking at them. All right, so 5, so it's 2½ inches. So 2½ inches from the top. We are 2½. Oops. I wasn't even close. Alex Anderson, who is one of the names in quilting, just came out with a new ruler that I'm trying to get my hands on. It's got like a grippy on the back of it, so it's not going to move at all whenever you use it, which I think is amazing. Okay, now this side I did ½ inch, right? Yep. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm not going by here, I'm going to go by my top. So if this is straight along the top, and ½ inch. Yep. So this is the awkward one. If I do it this way, then it's the wrong way. If I go this way, then I'm backwards. So let's try to go this way. Oops, not completely off. Not even near the straight edge. I got half of it. I know you can't really see the camera when I'm doing it this way. There we go. Fantastic. Now, moment of truth. This is 15 inches wide. It is. Okay, so now 18 inches. I believe I did 2 inches. Yep, 2½. So we are doing 2½, and it should. Okay, lining up there, lining up there. There we go. Perfect. I really want to show you guys the fabric for the cape. I may run upstairs and grab it, or make someone bring it down to me to show you for the cape tomorrow. I'm super excited about it. Okay, and there is my super awkward wide and long piece. these are 12 by 18. Hey, George! Yeah, they can't hear me. Okay, so this one is 12 inches wide by 18 inches long. Now, I've got these pleats right here, so I'm going to try to ignore them. And work underneath of it. So it is 12 inches wide, so I can use my guides. Oops, and I moved it. The initial one, good, yes. Yeah, I know, exactly. It's so hard trying to do that. Something else that Alex Anderson has come out with as part of the new ruler set is she just came out with a multi-handed rotary cutter. So this rotary cutter can cut left, it can cut right. It does not make a difference what hand you have, what you are using. So it would solve a lot of these problems that I'm having. So I've been thinking of getting it. Yep. Okay, so there is my 12 inches wide. Let's do the 18 inches long. Now again, it doesn't make a difference where I put my first cut because as long as it is straight, there's no design. Okay, and 18. Oops, it's all the way down here. Very bottom. Oh, come on. Getting these perfect is hard. There we go. There's my other super long piece. So I have one more 12 inches wide but 18 inches long. And then I should have 3 15 by 12s, and then I'm done with this quilt. Okay, this one should be a little easier. Okay, right here. Okay, just making sure it's lining up. Okay. There we go. All right, and I'm doing 18 long. So the pattern itself is 16 and a half. So that gives me 1.5 inches, so 3/4 of an inch from the top and the bottom. Okay, let's make sure that my math is right. I use it correctly. 18 inches. Yep, that's 3/4. Fantastic. All right, that is straight. And now 3/4. Got it. All right, here's my last long piece. Okay, and now these last three are 15 by 12, and only one of them has a design. Okay, so it's 15 inches wide by 12 inches tall. So let's do our 12-inch tall first. So make sure that is centered and straight. And the very, very tips of the Nova Corp is going to get cut off for this one. But if I would have made this long, I would have had to find two others to make long as well. And there were not two others that I thought would work. And the very, very tips of the top and the bottom don't make much of a difference in the design. Okay, now the design itself is 14.5. So let's go, we're going 15 wide, right? I tossed it over there, didn't I? Yes, 15 wide, wherever it is. There we go. So let's go 1/4 inch out. This actually has to go a little bit wider. Okay. And that'll work because then the design, it's a 1/4 inch seam, so it'll come right to the tip of this one. Oops. I need to go farther to the bottom. Now I'm also saving, after you see me finish the quilt, finish the square, you're seeing me toss all of the extra fabric. I have a garbage bag next to me that I'm putting it all in. So I'm actually returning all of this extra fabric to her in case one day she wants to do something with it. All right, now these have no design, so they are easy. Okay, and I'm doing honestly, it doesn't make a difference which way I do the 12 by 15 because there is no design. So I'm just going to go 12 this way because it's easier. I'm doing pretty good on time. I'm just going to be a little bit over. So do you guys want to see the fabric I'm going to use tomorrow for the cape? I kind of want to show it to you. But it means after I finish this, there's going to be dead air for a few moments while I go get it. Go. Alright, so this is 15. Okay, I will go get it then as soon as I finish these last 2 blocks. Okay, last but not least. Now, of course, I still have to cut the fronts of the polos. So I really shouldn't say that I'm done, but done with the main stuff. The other stuff won't take me too much long to do tomorrow. The trick will be to do it all and not mix it up. Remembering which one goes in which quilt, because there's 7 of these. So I'm going to try to stream in 2 weeks, depending upon the schedule for the robotics competition. So I may stream Sunday late afternoon. I don't know. I'm going to be able to. I'm going to try. But definitely streaming again 2 weeks from Monday. So I only have about a week and a half off without streaming. Can't tell you where I'm going or what I'm doing that week, but I can tell you when I get back, which is super excited. Okay, so then this is 15. It would help if I measured it correctly with the right side. Obviously, I do that a lot. There we go. Alright, so this one is all done. I should have 11 and this one's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's 9. 10. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, one of them must have gotten stuck to the others. I was going to say, I'm super anal about making sure that everything is right. So here is my cheat sheet, so I know which fabric to use for the sashing. It's also the cheat sheet so she knows who they're for. That's the one I still have to do. So I'm going to bring them all over here. So in the morning, I'm going to go to make those. Have them all there. So all 7 quilts are all there. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab that fabric. Okay, so this weekend is Jordan's end of the year ringette competition. Ringette is like hockey, but it's a little different. It's on ice. So her team is blue and green and white are the colors. Mostly blue and white with some green mixed in there. So my husband likes to dress up and do something different every year for tournaments. So this year he bought one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes. And so he has that. In fact, I have to go put him into it as soon as I'm done here and take measurements. and he wants me to make him a cape to go out the back that says London Lynx, which is the name of her team. So this is the fabric we got. It is super shiny, and it has flames on it, and it's a blue, and I love it. It's fantastic. So we have this is going to be the outside. I'm going to do some applique with some white fabric. So we're going to actually put London Lynx in white on there with the applique. And then the inside of the cape is this amazing material. And this is not going to come up on the, it's not going to show on the camera very well, but it's the iridescent, shiny, changing color rainbow kind of fabric, and it's just amazing. So these are the fabrics that I'm going to be using tomorrow. I love them. They're fantastic. And of course I got some Velcro, so it's easy for him to take it off and on when he does it. So that's tomorrow's stream. It's making a cape. Yeah, it is. In fact, here, I'm going to actually see how it's showing. Oh my god. That is super shiny. Wow, that does show up well. So yeah, so it's like super major, yeah. So that's the outside, this is the inside, and then I'm adding some applique on there. So that's tomorrow's stream, so I'm excited for it. I just need to decide if I'm going to cut my applique pieces out ahead of time to save time for the stream, or if I'm just going to do it all in the stream. So I'll make that decision tomorrow morning. But I will be back tomorrow, 5:30, I think I said, for my stream. Where did I put my Monday? 5:30, yes, so 5:30 to 8. It may go a little bit longer, depending if it takes me extra time or not. Eastern Standard Time. So you'll probably be asleep. So for Tango Tower Power. That's okay. You can pop in the beginning if you're still up. Yeah, no, he's he's gonna stand out because he's gonna be in the T-Rex costume too. So yeah, super stay. So I'll make sure I take pictures and I'll put it up all on my social media. So we can all make fun of him and look at that. So thanks for joining me, guys. I will be back tomorrow, and then, like I said, I'm going to stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as well. I just need to decide what I'm going to be making and what I'm going to be doing. So I'll put all that up in my social media and then here on my actual Twitch and my schedule on the bottom. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I will talk to you later.